Welcome to the Cellercise program, and thank you for being a part. Holidays are coming up, and that's generally a busy time of the year for everybody. So this will be our last program until the new year. So if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. But we want everybody to be able to enjoy the holidays with as little stress as possible. I do want to advocate, though, that on your Cellerciser, after a great big meal, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas, it's always a good idea to get on the Cellerciser and just gently rock a little bit, walk in place to get that blood circulating, because we have more heart attacks during the holiday seasons than any other time of the year. And these great big meals and all the blood and everything rushes to digest the food. And if we're not active, that can often cause a heart attack. So being active after a big meal, taking a walk, if you're watching a game, getting on the Cellerciser and gently rocking a little bit, get those smooth muscles working so that you can enjoy the meal and be in good health. All right, so tonight we are going to go over a little bit about what we have to offer as a Cellercising. We're going to show you a unit that I have had outside in the sun, the rain, the snow for 19 years. Justice and I were just talking about it. We've not changed a thing on it. The springs look almost brand new. The mat is in excellent condition. The webbing is getting a little worn, but these units are built with quality. The rubber feet, still great. This is not, it should be a one-time investment for a lifetime of benefit. It doesn't stretch out, so it's going to work. So Justice is sitting here. He's going to relay questions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me with regards to Black Friday. We have the best sale that we're going to be able to offer on our website as of, what's today? Monday, as of today. So we're going to carry that through the holidays. Our costs have increased quite a bit. I have not raised our prices all year. So we're taking a bit of a hit, but it was, do I raise the prices or do we just tighten our belts? And that's what we decided to do, is tighten our belts a little bit, give you the opportunity of getting a really good quality unit without having to pay a lot. And we still are offering a really good package deal for those who might be interested in joining us at the Cellercise family. Okay, so I'd like to start with a few holiday jokes. So thank you for your patience. But why did the Christmas tree go to the barber? It needed a trim before the big event. Okay, so you can use these. What do you call an elf who runs away from Santa's workshop? A rebel without a cause. Okay, those of us who are old enough know what that refers to. Why don't snowmen ever get stressed? Because they just let it go. Okay, what do you get if you cross a snowman and a dog? Frostbite. Ouch. Why was the ornament addicted to Christmas? It got hooked. Okay. All right, so let's go through some reviews. Oh, and I want to thank everyone who has submitted these reviews to us to let us know what the experience has been on the Cellerciser, and it helps so many more people when I have an opportunity to read these. We're also going to unpack a Cellerciser from the beginning and show you how to put it all together, so that we have that available, and we'll go through some of our products. So Winadiva writes, I believe your rebounder is the best on the market. Thank you for my 20 plus years of bouncing. All right, thank you. Margaret writes, I had an accident, so stopped Cellerciser for a bit. I miss it so much. I phoned Dave and he spoke to me personally. I asked what exercises to do. Great advice, and was happy to speak. He was happy to speak for me. That was 2 weeks ago, and the benefits speak for themselves. My mobility getting better every day. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Margaret. Melissa writes, I have both the bifold and the trifold Cellerciser. I love them. I can feel a difference if I don't use them. The Cellerciser keeps my pain away. Hip, joint, feet, muscle stiffness, just by bouncing and stretching out on the Cellerciser. Thank you, Melissa. I completely agree. We talk to people all the time who recognize the benefits in their strength and flexibility, circulation, and health. Jacqueline writes, I've loved my Cellerciser for over 6 years. It helped me recover from a serious knee injury 3 years ago, and now I feel stronger than ever. I have strong biceps and legs using nothing but my body weight. I highly recommend it to anyone. Thank you, Jacqueline. I'm sure people are listening, and it's really true, guys. Marianne writes, I was lucky enough to buy a used Cellerciser here in Denmark. It's just fantastic. Can't be compared to the Bellicon that I have. Thanks, Marianne. Gregory writes, I have used my Cellerciser for over a decade, and it has helped me become more stable and balanced in my everyday movements of life. I have shared my experience with others and about the company and product, but I always steer toward their own research. I always steer them toward their own research. Even after all this time, I have yet to change a spring. Dave, I wish you and your company continued success, and thank you. It has definitely been a tremendous therapeutic tool for me, and thank you, Gregory. And you know, no one in our family, our extended family, our siblings, grandkids, uncles, aunts, nephews, nieces, no one has ever broken one of our springs. And that's not to say they can't be broken. If you land on top of them or do jumping jacks and land on them, they can fracture a spring. But if you do it the way I direct, your springs should, we don't know, they last for decades. And they don't stretch out. Okay, Polly writes, excuse me. It is by far the best, I've been on the phone a lot today. In fact, let me do this. 1 sec. So you guys can see this too. This is a great way to clear your voice and lungs. Okay, that's a little bit better. Thank you. I think, yeah, doing that is a good idea for anybody who uses their voice a lot or who likes to sing. All right. Okay, Polly writes, it is by far the best mini trampoline out there. I always feel so good after I use it. It has helped me with circulation, flexibility, strength, and endurance. It calms my restless legs. Dave Hall has always answered any questions that I have. The support is excellent. Thank you, Polly. We try. I know sometimes it's hard to get me on the phone if I'm on the line, but if you leave a message, I'll get back to you. Judith writes, Dave offers wonderful workout videos, and he shows how much he enjoys helping people reach their fitness goals. It is so wonderful to be able to talk to him on the phone and ask him questions and such with regard to anything related to your Cellercise unit. I've been enjoying my Cellerciser for 30 years. Dave's dedication is tremendously admirable, and I thank him for all that he does. Oh, thank you so very much. That's why I do it. Tracy writes, the Cellerciser will forever be a part of my fitness routine. If I'm exhausted and can't work out, I jump just enough to give every cell in my body that pump. If I'm full of energy, I jump to feel every cell in my body wake up and smile. I love my Celly. Thank you. Wow. Jess says, do you want to give me some water? When you can, thanks. I love my Cellerciser so much. We have 2. I love the convenience and overall health benefits, but the right rebounder does make a difference, a big difference. I have tried others and I didn't like them. I love the resistance mat that the Cellerciser has.
I've had mine for 7 years and still looks new. I got my hubby to start using while watching the news. Good idea. I put one right next to my work desk, and when needed, will do a healthy bounce for a few minutes every few hours. Helps with stress. I love my Celly. You will not regret it. Consistency is key. Thank you, Maria. And Nancy writes, I've been using my Cellerciser most days for 10 years and have no intention of ever stopping. The benefits continue to amaze me. I will be forever grateful to the Cellerciser team and Dave's ongoing passion to help people achieve wellness. Thank you, Nancy. You know, you're all the reason why this business is still here. It's why we continue to do it. It's for people that appreciate quality, because it costs a little bit more. But then again, we're talking to people that have been working this for over a decade and more, and that helps. And thank you, Justice. Appreciate that. All right, Ryan writes, thank you. That helped. I've been using a Cellerciser for over a decade and love it. When I got my first unit, I was well over 400 pounds and needed a way to get exercise that didn't hurt my knees. I had a Bellicon at the time and hated it, so I started looking into other rebounders and came across the Cellerciser. The first workout was only 2 minutes. I couldn't believe how much more effective it was than the Bellicon, and my body just could not do any more than that. The Bellicon got moved into the storage space, and the Cellerciser was now the main exercise. I used it almost daily for over a decade and landed on the mat too many times, causing it to tear. I called Cellerciser and Dave Hall answered, and I had a long conversation about whether or not to rebuild the old one or get a new one. I decided it was time to get a new one. I am no longer over 400 pounds. And the units are warranted to 400 pounds, and really put more strain on that old one than I likely should have had. I cannot believe how amazing this new one feels. It looks the same as the old one, but in my mind, it's improved greatly. The bounce is much more responsive, but just as easy on my joints. I am incredibly grateful to have gotten this new one. I actually felt like God had been nudging me to get a new one since September, but I was always reluctant. In the end, I'm sure this one will last me a lot longer, as I am not putting so much stress on the unit. I remember speaking to Ryan about a week ago, or a little over a week ago, on this. And I'm glad you got it, Ryan. I look forward to the next 10 years of you being healthy and sharing some of your experiences with us. And thank you very much. Questions. Chrissy writes, you are so fit and strong, Dave Hall. How much time do you typically spend on your Cellerciser a day? And it goes anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes now, depending on whether I'm using the Mr. Rebounder app and which routine that I pick. I usually get a better workout when I use the app than I do just following my own routine. So I've been doing it a little bit more. But that's it. Ellen writes, Dave, I've been Cellercising every day, and it has been amazing since 2019. I have plantar fascia, which is like plantar fasciitis. It's been called that too. And it's a result of the medication that I've been on. Could you please help me by telling me which exercise I should do, and also lost 30% of my muscle mass. I'm looking forward to getting back to where I was without overdoing it. I'm used to the baby bounce and have been told by my doctors to take it slow and easy. And you can. Cellercise is slow and easy. All right, so there's a few things here. Plantar fasciitis. We often think of it as being the fascia, and generally it can be, but it's also the ligaments and tendons in that area. And one of the things that Cellercise does is it helps to increase circulation in the weakest area of circulation in the body, and that's in the lower extremities. And we have foot problems that have just grown epidemics all over the country. And if people would get on the Cellerciser every day and just gently lift their heels up and down, push down into the mat with their toes, just push down a little bit, they would start to increase that circulation. And over time, all that tissue can heal and get better. And it often has, and you can read the customer reviews that many people have written us on it. So thank you very much, Ellen. And yeah, the baby bounce, I tell you, we make it harder than it needs to be. If you want to tighten and tone, do an isometric and then bounce. It's weight bearing. You can work all kinds of areas of your body just with the baby bounce. If you want to do more, absolutely, you can leverage your body weight in ways you cannot do through any other modality of exercise unless you're a gymnast or an ice skater or a dancer of some sorts, but that Cellercise will help with all that too. Rodney writes, I just ordered my own Cellerciser. Should be here soon. Praise the Lord. I have a question about my mom. She is 66 and has arthritis and deteriorating cartilage in her knees. She's not overweight, but has a little bit more weight around her midsection. I would love for her to start rebounding. Do you recommend people start jumping if they do not have good cartilage in their knees? I am 48. I was having trouble with my knees, but since I started rebounding this summer with a B-can with springs, I do not have knee pain when walking up and down the stairs. It's amazing. I was wondering if this would help my mom or hurt her. Any advice is appreciated. Thank you. Yeah, the other units with springs out there, just be careful how long they last. But I'm glad that you're getting better. That's the most important thing. As far as the knees, gentle movement up and down, Rodney, is to help increase circulation. As we help increase the circulation, then we can work on the muscle, ligaments, and the tendons that help support the whole knee structure. So, yeah, if you can walk, you can Cellercise, generally speaking. I mean, that's less jarring than walking on the ground. But we can focus the effect on the various different muscles and ligaments to help build and strengthen them, maintain better support and better circulation. Patricia writes, good morning, Dave. My brother is 60 and I was wondering if rebounding would be okay for him. He has a mild case of cerebral palsy. His concern is that a few years ago he broke both bones in his lower left leg. Would the bouncing be too much? If he were closer, I would let him test mine. And Patricia, depending on how active or restrictions he has, Cellercise helps strengthen bones. It's weight bearing, but not jarring. And it helps increase circulation, and it helps to support all the fascia. There are so many benefits to Cellercise if, again, doing nothing more than the gentle baby bounce or the hip rock or walking in place, pushing down into the mat. All of those are going to be very effective, and of course we can do a lot more. Brenda says, I know that using weights on the Cellerciser is not recommended and I don't use them. So she was talking about the weighted cordless jump rope. Sounds like a neat idea. Let me know how it goes. The problem we have to be concerned with when we are adding additional weight is when you're Cellercising, it's whatever that weight is increased substantially, and it's often leveraged, thank you, depending on where we're holding it as we're bouncing with it. So jump roping is bouncing anyway, so it would be interesting to see what the G-forces will be on that. Let me know. I'd love to hear your opinion on it. You want to be careful in the scapula area, in the shoulder blades, when you're bouncing with weight, because it can tighten it up quite a bit. Okay, Sessionis writes, my sister had a hip replacement a year ago. She is 69 and she still walks limping a little bit. She bought the Cellercise a couple months ago. Could you please recommend some exercises? Yeah, when we're dealing with hip replacement or knee replacements, we want to work on the supporting muscles and ligaments in that whole joint area. So the movement begins with just the baby bounce, just this movement up and down. As we're moving up and down, we're massaging the tissue. We're increasing the circulation. And then rocking side to side. After we've warmed it up, This helps to work all the supporting muscles and ligaments in that whole hip area. And then after a period of time when that's comfortable, then we can start doing a little bit of twisting. Now, check with the doctor just to make sure that there are no restrictions in the movements that she can do. But that has been very helpful for a great many people. Ram writes, any exercises to get ready for skiing or snowboarding? And yeah, that's the ski patrol. And that's the movement that you have on the Mr. Rebounder app as well. But it's where we start off just by jumping side to side. So we're working the lateral knee, both sides of the knee. We're working the hips. And as we get more proficient, then we can go skiing. Because literally, this is the same feeling and the same muscles and ligaments you would be working if you were on the slopes. So it's a great way for conditioning. All right, Lisa writes, I'm about to pull the trigger on buying a new one. I'd love to know what kind of scheduled timetable you suggest for newbies for weight loss, etc. Okay, Lisa, to begin with, you're working from the inside out, not just muscles, but connective tissues and fascia, as well as collagen fibers all over the body. So we want to allow the body to adapt. So start off easy. You can download for free the user guide. It's cellercise.com/user guide. And the second to the last page has a chart on how to begin the first, second, third, fourth week as the body's adapting. And then once you've done that, you can really get more involved with the weight loss, which is like the Jamba walk, which is just walking in place, or the Jamba run. And you'll know in 20 seconds that burns. It really works. And it's the big engine, so they burn weight. Yes, Justice?
Rita says, hi Dave, I would like some suggestions to help stretch back out the right side of my body. It's not painful, but the right side has recently started slumping and collapsing a bit around my waist. And my chiropractor has shown me where my right leg is shorter than my left. I had a mild car accident recently, hit from behind and nothing broken, and that may be part of the reason. I'm also now more carefully scrutinizing my posture in general as I sit at the computer or in my reading chair. Thanks.
Okay, good question. Been in a car accident. More than likely your alignment has been compromised because one leg's a little shorter than the other. It could be curvature in the back. It could be hips out of alignment. But she's feeling tightness more on the right side of her body. So a great movement or exercise is, again, the baby bounce to warm up the tissue. And then what we can do to start working on the right side, you can do it on both the right and the left. But when you do the hip rock, lift your chest high and just push down. When you rock to the right, push down with your right shoulder. When you rock to the left, push down with your left shoulder. It's not favoring one side of the body over the other. So this is going to help normalize or equalize both areas of the body. You may feel more stretch on one side than the other. That's okay. As we lift our chest high and we're standing tall, from deep within the psoas muscle to all the muscles in the back, around the hips, it's stretching. It's stretching those movements while it still increases circulation. And then to target more the right side, if we take our right elbow, stick it up over our head, lean a little bit to the left, and as you lean, you open up the vertebral joints in the back. Then we take and we gently bounce, because you're going to feel that stretch. Now we're going to massage those muscles, ligaments, and tendons. So this is the stretch. This is the massage. And we're letting the movement increase circulation and flexibility in that tissue. And then taking the right foot and crossing it in front of the left, just like this, that works the lower back. And then I always suggest doing a gentle twist when you're done to help balance out the body. So Hope that helps. And thank you. Good question. All right. I'm going to mess this one up. Path of Enoch. Path of Enoch. I got that. Okay, right. What ways have you found to work the back muscles, like the lats and the rhomboids, upper middle? Thank you for any help, and thank you for you. Oh, and thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So the back. The gentle twisting helps repair the back. Once we've done that, then when we lean forward toward the balance bar, you don't put all your weight on it, you just lean forward a little bit. And then you can kick your legs out behind you. And as I'm kicking my legs out behind me, I'm also at an angle. I am leveraging my body weight. My entire back is having to help support me. You don't want to put all your weight on the bar, you just want to have the bar there. So basically, it's just, I like to do it like this. But when you're starting off, go ahead and hold on, or just leave your hands here so you're not worrying about your balance, and you'll get better support because you're coming down at that angle, and it's again leveraging all that weight on upper and the lower back. So I hope that helps. Okay, so for those getting ready for the holidays, this is a trifold Cellerciser. This is a streamlined balance bar. We have the wider balance bar. We have the monitor, just briefly to tell you a little bit about it. That monitor attaches to the leg of the Cellerciser, or it attaches to the balance bar, and it has time, the number of bounces, the calories burned, and intensity meter that goes up and down. And then anybody can stand on the unit, hit the button, enjoy a show, and work on it, and they're seeing the results that of that activity. And then we have, as you know, the phone holder. The phone holder sits right over the balance bar. You can tighten it down, put your phone in there, and then answer the phone while you're working if you need to, or watch a show on the television, which is what we do, or watch your Mr. Rebounder app and watch a show, which is what we do. And we've got the wireless corded or wireless monitor, which attaches to the bottom of the Cellerciser, and that will actually work with the Mr. Rebounder app. And when you have the Mr. Rebounder app, it creates another section within the app that counts the number of bounces, has an intensity meter, goes up and down, shows you the amount of time left before the next movement, and shows you how many calories you've burned as well. So that's a wireless module. That's made here in the United States. And we've got the ionic minerals. These are the electrolytes that I have been using for over 30 years. They're the we call them solutions for the cell. They come out of the Great Salt Lake of Utah, and they're ionic, they're ions. So this is, these are the communication devices that the cells have to have at the enzymic level in order to be able to communicate effectively, have a strong signal within the body, and often symptoms and weaknesses within the body disappear when the proper minerals are added into our diet. Okay, and I talk about that on our website. We've got the Cellercises, which I'm wearing right now too. And the Cellercises are like they're extreme, they're like a second skin. I wear them all the time. Don't I, Justice? Do I wear them all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wear them all the time. They're my favorite walking shoe, hiking shoe, running shoe. They're really comfortable. When they fit, they're great. They don't fit, then they're not as great, but they are flexible. These are a little different. They don't have support in the heel, but they're nice, comparable slip-on type shoe that is also comfortable for the women. And then we have the user guide, and the user guide, for many of you who've seen this, has got 24 different techniques that you can reference and what those techniques can accomplish. Those are all available. We've got the user guide. We have the Cellercisers. We've got the carpet, and that's a professional carpet. This is a heavy industrialized carpet, literal. Has the rubber backing on the back. It has the carpet on the front. This one has the rubber backing on the back, and it has a nylon on the front. And they both work very, very effectively with not helping prevent the Cellerciser from moving if you have a hard wood floor or if you just want to quiet it down a little bit. Okay, what I want to do is take a moment and show the quality. This is a brand new unit, the quality of the Cellerciser. Yes, Justice.
Julie says, can we gain muscle just from jumping, or do we need to be squeezing our muscles as we jump? Could you show a jump for the bat wings?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, resistance movements tones up the muscles, and because Cellercise is weight bearing, the skin and the collagen adapt by firming up too. Now, it may not, if it's extreme, it may only be a little bit that you notice it, but you notice it. It works. So that's the bat wings here, the back of the arms. If you take your hand, cup them together, and then just push down and pull up, as you're bouncing up and down, you have more resistance, and that increase of resistance is also causing not just the muscles to firm up, it's the cells, the skin cells are doing push-ups. They're resisting the weight of gravity over and over. And so what happens when you put protein fibers under more resistance, they get stronger, and that's what happens. They can help tone up. And the same thing, you just switch the hand around and push down with this one and pull up. I usually move up and down as I'm doing it. Now, that's one way. The other way, which is part of my weekly routine, is put hand on top of hand and do an arm curl. But you push down and pull up, which is great for the muscles. But what about the back of the arm? I mean, what about the skin? Because that's really what we're talking about. Is you're on the Cellerciser and you're pushing down and counting 1, 2, 3, 4, down, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, down, 1, 2, up, 1, 2, down, 1, 2. That, when you're pushing down, you're working here, but you're also working the back of your arm here. And then when you switch hands and you're pushing down, you're working the front part of the left arm and the back part of your right arm. So, and we have those on the Mr. Rebounder app, which is the other program that we have. The Mr. Rebounder app now has over 45 follow-along routines for beginning, intermediate, advanced, and seniors. And let's go back because I want you to see this. Okay. Because this is a unit. This is our unit. Try that again. There we go. It has been outside in the sun, the rain, and the snow for 19 years. And I'm going to play this for a moment because just last week I was on this. And I want you to see what I say. And we lost the sound, didn't we? Look at the springs. The springs look literally 19 years out in the sun, the rain, the snow. They look brand new. They're actually shinier than they look. And that was me jumping on it, explaining that the mat itself, that's an incredible material that you have when you have a Cellerciser. It doesn't stretch out. And it's UV resistant. So you can leave it out in the sun, the rain, the snow. And it doesn't break down like other fibers. The webbing around the outside, which is also a polypropylene, That's really the only weak area on that whole unit. The rubber feet are in excellent condition. Every competitor's rubber foot, and we had them out there too, they were destroyed years ago. But ours still holds up. Of course, we have a lifetime warranty on the rubber feet as well. But that's what you're getting when you have a Cellerciser. My personal unit is 22, almost 23 years old. It's a trifold, and I travel all around the country with it. Still, notice there's no rust. It's oxidized. We use an electroplated. We don't powder coat it. We don't just spray paint it. It's electroplated so that the paint adheres into and becomes part of the metal. Now, it's changed color there, but it's actually kind of nice looking. But it's held up well. So I share that with you because I want you to know the reason the Cellerciser costs more than typical units is because it's not typical. It's really built to be something that you can rely on and your kids and family and parents for a long time. So let's open one up. Literally, this is brand new. It's never been opened since we put it together. And I wanted you to see how it comes. It's the carrying case itself has a soft but well supported ripstop nylon cover, which holds up real well. We've got the pull-out handle and the wheels so that I've taken this to airplanes, and it's getting a little harder. They're getting more restrictive, but I've done that for years. Today, open it up, just pop it open. This here is the balance bar, and that breaks down, and I'm not going to put that together, but that fits. That's what this becomes here. The whole thing fits into the carrying case. This is the top part of the streamline balance bar. It's one piece. So it's a little more narrow, which gives us a little bit more room on the unit. And it comes covered. I just take it out. It's pre-assembled. Okay, so you just take it out of the carrying case. Move this out of the way. And the unit itself, that's a trifold. Now, if you buy a bifold, it's going to be made with the exact same materials, but it's going to come to you like this. This is a bifold. It doesn't have the extra hinges. And I just lay it down. As I'm getting ready to open it, I put my foot on the bottom frame, lift it up, and then I like to check the springs to make sure the springs are all seated. These springs are seated just fine, but when they're bouncing up and down in a UPS truck for miles and miles, and it's all folded up in thirds, there is no resistance on the springs. So you may have to get in there and give them a little tug, and that just it seats the springs so that they're seated. If you don't do that and you open it up and jump on it, you may hear a pop, pop, pop. That's okay. The springs are seating themselves anyway. So you open it up, just take your hand, put it down, pop it open. They're all built the same. We talked a little bit about the mat material here. This is a polypropylene where every fiber is put under nearly 200 tons of pressure. It's extremely dense. That's why it's UV resistant. I use it because I don't want the mat stretching under your foot. You cannot stretch this out. You can't do it. I mean, it'll support your foot. You'll feel that support so that your foot's not rolling on you. The problem with so many units out there on the market today is you're landing and the mat stretches with the spring and your foot rolls every time you do that. Over time, leveraging that weight against your joints can cause ankle problems, knee problems, hip problems, and back problems. We want to avoid that. We have 7 rows actually of 4-ply polyester stitching all the way around the webbing. That's the same kind of stitching they use in seat belts. So that's, again, why we warranted it at 400 pounds. And it's the only thing that's going to hurt this mat really. I don't recommend jumping jacks, because when you land on the stitching over and over, it can cause the mat material to pull away from the stitching. So we don't do that. Okay, the springs, they do not connect directly into the frame like so many of the cheap units do today. So we never wear the frame out. The frame has a lifetime warranty on it. We drill 36 holes through the frame, put steel pins through the holes, connect the springs to the pins. The frame will last virtually forever. The legs are held in place by heavy-duty piano wire. It's one of the best wires you can get right there. And the rubber feet, they've got a lifetime warranty on them too. They're a polymer rubber foot. They're incredible, incredible rubber foot. Okay, and there you can see an example of one of the springs that's just not seated all the way. So if I were to jump on it, it would pop into place. But if I take my hand, I see it's off at an angle and just give it a little tug, just pop right in place. So that's unique to the trifold Cellerciser. So that's basically everything that we were going to talk about today. Again, if you have any questions, yes, Justice, we have one.
It looks like right when we lost connection, Vanessa sent in a question, and the question got deleted. So I'm going to reread it.
Oh,
She
Vanessa.
said, "Hi, Justice. I don't know if you read my message, so here it is again. Hello, Mr. Hall. I am 9 weeks post-tibial plateau fracture."
Okay, let me read that for you. Where is it?
Tibial plateau.
Oh, tibial plateau fracture. Okay.
Non-surgical. Could you please tell me what moves would be beneficial for healing the tibia?
Tibial.
Could you suggest I hang the broken leg over the edge and help bounce with my good leg, like Sally did for her rehab? My doctor said I can't Cellercise yet, but I will be very soon. Thank you for your time and help.
Very good. And many doctors don't understand what Cellercise is or exactly how to work it, and so I'm more than happy to talk to your doctor. But I'm not here to follow your doctor's advice. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I work with them, but I don't practice. Okay, so in a tibial fracture, when you're bouncing up and down like this, there's no pressure. You're not putting weight on the bone structure at all. And if she has if you have the ability to walk or a walking cast, then Cellercise is great because it's a lot less jarring. But if you're just moving up and down like this movement is all weight bearing, but without jarring. What it's doing is it's increasing that G-force that doctors know can help build bones faster and help them heal faster. When I think I've mentioned when I broke my ankles in 2 places, the doctors all wanted to put a cast on it, and I didn't do that. But I would hold it over the edge and bounce up and down. Dr. Jan is now one of my customers because it healed so much faster. We have Grace, who's a trucker and has run numerous marathons and just shattered her leg, and they had to do pins and put it all together, and she's running marathons again. And the doctor told her, and she Cellercised, the doctor told her, of all of his best, most elite athletes, she'd healed a month faster. She's in her 60s. That's pretty powerful. There's a lot more we need to research and do with regards to the Cellerciser, but yes, it can help promote faster healing, circulation, reduce inflammation, and promote strength. Any other questions, Justice? Listen, I want you all to have a great holiday season. Enjoy. Use the Cellerciser as much as you can. Share it with those people you care about. It's a great gift. I want to thank you all so much for being such a support. When we start the new year, we will start some things from sort of at the beginning. Why does Cellercise work? What does it do on the lymph system? What does it do on the cardiopulmonary circulatory system? What does it do in brain activity in the nervous system? What does it do with the thyroid and the adrenals and the endocrine system? What does it do with digestion, elimination processes? What does it do and how can we use it for knee health, hip problems, back problems, shoulder problems? We've talked about it before. We'll do it again. Yes, Justice.
Julie says, could you talk a little bit about sit bouncing? Are the benefits the same? Why or why not would you sit bounce?
Sit and bounce. Sit bouncing. Yeah, we have graduated movements, and what she's talking about is right here. So we've got this sit and bounce with both feet on the floor, sit and bounce with one leg up off the floor, with both legs off the floor, with the crunch. And then we also have the scissor movement, which is much more advanced. Those movements will create more of a rounded muscle. They work from the inside out. They're very effective. If they help women who have had children to help tighten and tone from the inside out. So all the internal organs are helping to move in position and become firmer and stronger. It's a great way to recover as well. I don't do that as much because Cellercise, the way I do it, I do the kickouts because it flattens the stomach more. Whereas the crunches they'll give you definition in your stomach, but they're a little bit more of a rounded muscle. But both offer great benefits. So graduated movements, sitting on the Cellerciser, moving up and down, support your back when you begin because the back's getting stronger too. As you become stronger, then you take your hands away, continue to bounce up and down. The only reason I'm still moving is because I'm working right there with the stomach muscles. It's a great technique, no question. It works. In fact, I should probably do it more often. Again, but the moving up and down, as you get stronger, you can create more leverage in the lower abdominals by simply lifting up one leg. Now you're working the top of the leg, but you're also creating more weight on the stomach muscles. When the leg gets tired, lift up the other leg. Another variation, lifting up both legs, bouncing a little higher, doing the cheek to cheek for the obliques, or the in and out, or the up and down. So I think you can see, you can take it to whatever level you want, but that's the sit and bounce. And again, it's working from the inside out. Yes, Justice.
Michelle says, how long and what frequency do you recommend for fat loss?
For fat loss? Okay. We want to burn through the sugars and the glucose anytime we're doing a session and increase metabolic processes. So we're talking repetitions using the biggest muscle groups. And so we put together several routines on the Mr. Rebounder app. And most of you know what that is. That's that app right there. It's available for Android and Apple. We have the Fat Eradicator 1, Fat Eradicator 2, Weight Loss 1, Weight Loss 2. These are routines, complete routines. And you can do those routines once. You can do it more than once. We have 10-minute, 11-minute routines. We have 20-minute routines. You can create your own routines on the app. It's very versatile. And that gives you the ability, okay, go back, add. That gives you all these different movements that you can scroll through and look at, and you click on one of them, it'll show you what that movement is. It'll explain what that movement does. You can see the proper placement of the movement, and a lot of education as well as routines that you can follow along with the Mr. Rebounder app. So I hope that helps. Yeah, repetition. You want to burn up through the glucose and sugars first.
continue to place a demand on the body. So the body has to find more fuel. That's when it goes after the white adipose tissue. Every time you get on the Cellerciser, every time you do the Jamba run, and you do that for, 30 seconds, you'll know what I mean when you try it. Your metabolism goes up. It takes time to come down. So you can keep your metabolism operating at a higher level simply by doing it more frequently throughout the day. Yes, Justice.
Darlene says, I started jumping with my 9-pound poodle very gently because she's getting older and she has broken her leg twice within 2 months. A couple of years ago, but she's still having issues with that leg. Hopefully this helps her as well. I love my Cellerciser and I use it a few times a day and I feel so much better. Thank you for your wonderful product and for such a wonderful information.
Oh, sweetheart. Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing. So she bounces now with her dog who's had some challenges and broken legs and absolutely it helps with animals. Animals often, not always, but they often love the Cellerciser. And I think I told you I had a ferret, I've spoken before on this, I'd get on the Cellerciser, we'd leave the cage open, it would run across the wood floor sliding until when I was on the Cellerciser, it would jump up and then jump against my leg. And then it would go lie down on the side of the Cellerciser. So it would, I don't know if you can tell, but the weight of the ferret would lie down on the Cellerciser and it was on the mat. So the ferret would enjoy the movement up and down. And I'd let it until he had enough and then I needed to finish my Cellercising. But animals love that too. It's very often holding a dog or an animal gets the same benefits that we're holding a baby. Yes?
Anne says, is there a movement that will strengthen the pelvic muscles?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the pelvic muscles, yeah. The sit and bounce, really good because it's working from the inside out. And it gives a little additional support while you're building it up. So when you're sitting down and tilting backwards, you can tighten and then bounce. When you're standing up and doing it, you want to do the old Kegel method where you tighten what you can, and then when you're tightening the buttocks and you're tightening all around this area, the movement up and down puts more weight on everything in that whole area to help lift, tighten, and tone it. But it's a great way to strengthen the sphincter muscle that controls bladder too. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Listen, you guys have been great, really, all year long. You've made such a difference in the lives of so many people, and mine included. I want to say I appreciate you. Please feel free to share this with others. We want to get the message out. We don't want people getting hurt. I know there are going to be a lot of people out there that are going to be buying cheap units that are not going to hold up well, or that don't give them the same benefit, but at least they're looking into it, and hopefully they'll find their way to us and we can be an influence for them. Thank you again so much. Have a great holiday season, and feel free to write me anytime. I'll still be answering phone calls, and if you don't get through to somebody, leave a message. Thank you. God bless. Remember, why work out when you can play in? Enjoy. Thank you.